The final tip Brett showed me, it might just be the game changer that your glutes have been missing. If you're still not comfortable, there is a more subtle, easy to set up alternative that can work just as well. It's the single leg dumbbell hip thrust, which you can even do at home. But regardless of if you use a barbell, hip thrust machine, or the single leg version, they're only going to work at growing your glutes if you follow these 3 steps. First, you want to make sure your upper back is high up on the bench to maximize your stability. Second, plant your feet far enough away such that at the top position, your knees are directly over your feet. If they're too close, you're going to work more quads, but if they're too far away, you're going to work more hamstrings. And lastly, brace your core, squeeze your glutes, and then drive your hips up. But the final tip Brett showed me, it might just be the game changer that your glutes have been missing. It's called the scoop method. You tuck your chin and keep your eyes forward. Then you let your back arch at the bottom and simply focus on moving from the chest down, tilting your pelvis upwards by squeezing your glutes. I'll be honest, it does feel very weird at first and you're not going to be able to thrust as much weight or go as high, but it did create the perfect setup for my glutes to dominate the movement. The key that I found, however, is just really keeping that chin tucked into your chest, which explains why Brett was holding my head. But this is also a great way to do hip thrust for people struggling with recurrent back pain, like my wife Tawny, who previously had to cut hip thrust entirely from her routine after she slipped to this. But after Brett got her to start training with her chin tucked, she's been able to work up to heavy hip thrusts completely pain-free. This is where it gets really interesting. So for Brett's clients, 60% of them found the scoop method worked their glutes better, but the other 40% prefer something called the hinge method, where you look forward at the bottom and look up at the top and hinge your body in a straight line. So the key is to simply experiment with both methods to find what works best with your body.